Hi, I'm Angified. I started Angified Presents.
We share the love of music.
It has been medicine and therapy. Nothing else worked.
It has saved many of us. With mental health, we need to open our eyes.
Hurt people hurt people.
We ask that you listen, comprehend, and relate with your ears.
Form that heart of unity and one.
We share on this stage.
Statistics, feelings.
And ourselves.
We stand with the belief to be you, to be heard, and to be original.
We all may be different, with opinions and beliefs.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are family.
We ask that you join us in a magical journey with artists from around the world. Open your minds, let in the love,
and listen with your hearts.
We all want a better tomorrow. Be one.
Communicate and look out for one another. And then, and only then, will you find the world.
We will
find peace
in all the world.
You'll find the world. And you will find in this shining world. He was among us in every boy and girl. Many have been broken, red hearts turn black. Love will melt the ice and turn it back, and you will find the world. You will find the world. You will find the world. And when you find a place called home, where everyone is free to roam, a whole new world, a better place for our children's futures at stake. And you'll find, with music in your soul, laughter in your hearts, together we can grow a better place, with love in us soul. And you will find, together we can save it all. And you will find, a place called home, where
Can you guess who we have today to visit us as Angified presents Winston Gay? I am so honored to meet you. You can go ahead. You can find Winston Gay on winstongay.com. There's a phone number here. I'm going to be showing that to you in a moment. Make sure you go there, like, share, subscribe to him, everproductionsmusic@gmail.com. Winston, I have been waiting to meet you. This is just amazing. I've been reading about so many things that you have done and accomplished, and I have to know, like, where you came from. Is this an influence from like a grandparent? Is this an influence from like maybe a cousin or an aunt?
My music is, when I think about it, my music, number one, thank you very much, Angie, for allowing me to step into the spotlight momentarily. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Okay. My music is a combination of everything probably that I ingested as a child up till now. And that's a whole lot, you know, and I guess you can say that about anyone, you know, whether they're a musician or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very general answer, but basically that's the truth. My music is a combination of Warner Brothers cartoons, really, and the jazz that my parents used to play, right. The doo-wop music of that particular era, you know, where I grew up. Mm-hmm. And then subsequently all the music that came about during the subsequent decades that followed, which you know are the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, and up till now. So my music is a conglomeration of all that.
All right. So let me ask, because I know you said your parents listened to jazz. So was that like the main music when you were younger?
No, because there were, you know, certainly jazz artists, you know, that were recording artists, you know, that was, you know, the best way to hear them, of course.
Was there one that just kind of touched you?
Not at all, not at all,
okay.
Because the other side of that was the rock and roll era simultaneously, which was Little Richard, Fats Domino, and and you know, and Paul Anka and Bobby Rydell and golly, Connie Francis,
whole bunch of great
and anyone and everyone. But you know, Angie, ironically, music was not my first love at all.
Oh, you know what? Let me guess. Because I know from going ahead and meeting many artists that their first connection was art. You mentioned Warner Brothers, and so you have to be into like art and cartoons, and you were probably drawing and really creative in that department first.
Did you read something? How did you find that out? Or are you guessing?
I'm good.
Is that a calculated guess?
I'm good. Like I said, I've met a lot of artists, and a lot of artists before they became musicians had a deep connection with art. Either it was a parent that used to like to draw, you know, and they had no desire whatsoever, or, you know, they just picked it up and that was like their first love before they became into writing and poetry and, you know, doing song lyrics and branching out.
Honey, you hit the nail right on the head. You are quite right. Yeah.
what age did you start drawing?
Well, you know what? Art actually was a family inbred kind of talent that all my brothers and sisters had the ability to draw really well. And I guess that came down from my father, who was an artist in his youth. So we all had outstanding artistic talents to a point to where in my camp, so to speak, I became the best artist in junior high school, and then I became the best in high school. And I won a 4-year art scholarship to Philadelphia College of Art.
Amazing.
So during that time, music was just something that happened to be on the scene. It wasn't something that I thought about, right, or dreamed about, or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, you said Warner Brothers, and like I said, I've met a lot of artists that have connected immediately with art, and you have an artistic family right there. That must have been really cool, seeing your refrigerator and your walls and the rooms. Like art everywhere.
When I say Warner Brothers, I say Warner Brothers in the sense of the Warner Brothers cartoons.
Yes.
Because all the characters, when I discovered that 98% of all the Warner Brothers cartoon characters, from Bugs Bunny to Yosemite Sam and all in between, all the voices were performed by one guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I said,
that.
wow. You know,
that's
but
incredible.
again, it had nothing to do with my art. It was just something, you know, that I was brought up on. All the TV shows. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in school because we were ill. I was ill as a child.
Oh dear.
And so I spent a lot of time in front of the television.
Okay.
And once again, the music wasn't even in my mind. You know, doing music was not even in my mind. It was just having fun and watching comedians, male and female, from all different ethnicities, watching the early, watching television shows when television was in its infancy, when people, you know, when everyone was watching black and white on a screen the size of your mom's dryer, electric dryer,
yes,
you know, or saucepan.
And the anthem would play every night.
Yeah.
Before it would go off air.
Yeah. So I grew up in that era of the Milton Berles and the Red Skeltons and Ozzie and Harriet and
all the greats, Davy Crockett,
Burns and Allen, and all these prehistoric people that no one knows who they are, you know, from this generation. You know, they just don't know unless they Google them, you know, right. and that's fine, you know, each in his own generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then what was it, or I should say, at what age did you switch canvases?
Probably when the Beatles came to America, which was actually early 1964, late 1963. At that time, America was at least in the United States of America, everyone was brokenhearted somewhat because we had just lost the president of the United States, and so we were kind of ripe for music that was soothing and simple and loving, even though we had that here in America. But when the Beatles came over, somehow I said, boy, this is really, even though the Beatles had borrowed much of their music from the States, and then performed it in their own way, and then brought it back to the States.
Right.
It was something that I was attracted to. And then I said, boy, and then I saw, you know, the cameras go to the audience, and all the audience, they would scream, you know, and I said, boy, you mean all I have to do is, like, you know, get a guitar, you know, and learn how to play a little bit, and I can get all the girls.
I could be famous.
Because I was shy. I was a shy guy. I was shy. You know, I was Walter Mitty. I was an introvert. Okay. And so that was initially my way of you know, getting everybody to look at me or admire me or want me.
Yep.
And so I said, Mom, would you, I want a guitar. And she said, why? I said, I just want to, you know. She said, okay, I'll get you one during the holidays, you know, as a gift. And so when the holiday came, I got a guitar, and
well, it was nice that you didn't have to explain to her the why.
Well, yeah, it didn't matter, I guess, you know. And then when I held it in my arms, of course, you know, not knowing how to play at all, I held it in my arms, and I just laid my hands on the neck, and these sweet, unprofessional tones came out, and I said, boy, this really feels really good. And so
just natural.
Basically, it felt natural, yes. And so I taught myself. I'm self-taught initially. And then I went to get some books and had a few tutors to try to find out what I was doing.
Okay.
What I had learned. Am I talking too much?
No.
Okay.
I'm absorbing all of this. I am loving this.
There's nothing new under the sun. You know, everyone has a story to tell, you know, all the whys and wherefores of what they do.
But yeah. I like to hear those stories, because those stories can go ahead and change someone's life.
Absolutely. Kind of, we'll go back, but kind of fast forwarding. My mom used to say, Winston, you should be a teacher. And I said, no, Mom, that's the last thing on earth I want to be. I don't want to teach. Boring, you know. I want to perform. I want to be up there on stage. I want to be in the limelight. I want to be, you know, where the glitter and yada yada yada. You know, I want the
that spotlight.
Okay, the spotlight. Okay, I was going to say sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but no.
Well, that too.
I wanted the spotlight. I wanted the spotlight, and I said, so teaching, that's no way, you know. And ironically, well, you know what happened. So
you became a master.
I do teach now. Yes.
Yes. So you learned music before you started writing songs and getting into the songwriting aspect of things with becoming a lyricist.
Actually, no, not at all.
No?
No, not at all. But because through watching television, one series in particular, The Twilight Zone, for watching shows like that, I became enamored with the plot and the script.
Okay.
And so I began writing little short stories before I ever attached them or thought about music. So actually, I was a writer before the music, you know, even came about. Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
But it makes sense. That's why I was trying to figure if you did music before you started writing or vice versa. Because, like, I started singing since I could begin to speak. It was just something that just flowed out of me. And some people, you know, have that ability. And some people go ahead and they write something and say, I'm not good at this. I'll go ahead and I'll just, you know, get into the instrument verse than trying to write anything. You know, they don't give themselves enough credit, enough confidence.
I understand. People usually also ask me, you know, which came first, you know, the chicken or the egg, so to speak. Well, do do the lyrics come first when, you write a song? Does the music come first? Do they come together or whatever? And actually, the answer is it's all of that. Yes, all of that. Sometimes you get the lyrics with no music. Sometimes the music will come. Sometimes they'll come together. There are certain songs that I've been sitting on the music for decades, waiting for the right, waiting to put the right lyrics to it, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And vice versa. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know that feeling all too well. I've got books of lyrics. But you've written monster manuals, the monster vocalist manual, the songwriter's manual, and the musician's manual.
Yes, that came about, really, that was really crazy when it happened. The first one was the Monster Musician's Manual. And in my travels and just as a performing artist, I saw things and heard things that I would make commentary about, or people would come to me and say, hey, what do you think about that? What do you think about that? And someone said, well, why don't you write a book about it? And I said, because everything that I said, no, I can't do that, because everything that I would have to say on the subject, I can say in one paragraph. I could say in a few lines, and that would be the end of that. So why would I, write a book? And there's a saying in the world called 5 will get you 10. And so I put pen to paper, as it were, or got on my computer and started typing, and things began to flow out, and then page 1 became page 2, and page 13 was a chapter. And when I think about it, I really loved English. Was my favorite subject in school. English, just English and writing. And so I realized I forgot that writing was natural to me. And so I said, what can I call this? And the word monster at the time was a slang term for someone who's really good at something. Now they say, man, you're a beast.
Yeah.
and by the time this, things are said and done, the word beast, that's probably old already, So I said, well, I'll call this the Monster Musician's Manual. And it has no notation in it or anything. Anybody can pick it up. And it's a very easy read. And basically, I just talked about, it talks about how to take what you already know and make it better.
Evolving.
Yeah. And then one thing led to another. And then the next thing I knew, the Monster Songwriter's Manual. And that was even a fatter book, as far in terms of pages. And then I thought that was the end. I said, no, that's it. I'm done. I've got Monster Musician's Manual for all musicians and vocalists. I've got the Monster Songwriter's Manual, which includes, the anthology of poetry and everything. I really go. Each book took me about 4 years to write.
Okay.
In detail. It was a very long process. And the second book, the Songwriter's Manual, actually 90% of it I lost. After I wrote it, I had committed it to a stupid floppy disk, which went bad. No. And once it went bad, I had no backup notes or anything. And so I had to create the whole thing all over again from scratch in my head. Wow. And so that was quite a task. And but I'm very proud of my books. And the third book is called the Monster Vocalist Manual. And I call that book the most magnanimous of the 3. Why? Because it's 389 pages.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of stuff. And it talks about not just singers, but anyone who uses their voice in any capacity. You could be a meteorologist. You can be a auctioneer. You could be a DJ, or whatever. Anyone who uses their voice. This book has it all. I mean, I'm very, very proud of it. I've got exercises in there. I talk about the upkeep of your body and how it pertains to singing. talking, how to warm up,
Right.
how to hold a note. If you ever come to any of my shows, I probably can hold a note longer than anyone that I've ever known before on earth.
Amazing.
And that's funny because I've had asthma all my life, so that's really crazy.
Me too.
But
Yeah.
I can hold a note, you know, and I learned to do that. It took decades to learn to do that. But I talk about there's just so much in that book. I think it's 26 chapters.
Okay.
And it's 300. It's almost 400 pages. And I'm very, very proud of my literary work. As a matter of fact, on paper, I sound really smart and astute on paper. In real life, I'm like,
I think that we do that because we get into our own zones when we're writing.
Yeah. I agree.
Let me ask, like, when you go ahead and you write songs, of being a songwriter myself, I know some of the best advice I have gotten was not to write too personally to yourself. And I know you had mentioned the Beatles, and you know, I had learned that the Beatles actually got their song titles from like billboards and things that they had seen about, and you know, that's where they got their ideas during that time for some of the songs they wrote.
Actually, I think it's a balance.
Okay.
Because I write from what you would call fictional situations, but fictional situations come from real life situations. I mean, art imitates life, right?
Correct.
So it's okay to write from deep personal feelings. Those songs are the ones that become hits because everybody can relate to that.
And they can feel it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you're gonna, I mean, on my latest album, I have a song that I wrote decades ago, and it's a tearjerker type song. You know, it's called A Fantasy Love Affair, and at the end of the song, I felt that it was appropriate to cry it, and so I'm crying it at the end of the song. I'm still singing, but I'm
You're
crying.
feeling. Yeah.
You know, I'm crying.
You're becoming intimate with it.
You know, and
Yeah.
and trust me, people relate to that, man. People, you know, it's like acting.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't bare your soul, then why do it?
Right. Absolutely.
You know, you don't want to do anything clinically. You want to, you're going to take a risk. You're going to bare your soul, and then you're going to find out that 20 million other people feel the same way that you do, and there's your second home in the Bahamas. Right?
Absolutely.
The chorus of your song that's your bank.
Yep.
That's your bank account.
Yep.
So I try and keep my songs as simple.
And it's funny because I love the 50s era. The 50s era of music is just absolutely always beautiful. It's a touching, it's a connection, and it's simple writing. Very simple writing. You know, some of it may only have 8 lines to it, but it is the way that it is expressed and the way that it just touches you that makes that connection.
I agree, absolutely. And that's because, in my opinion, that was an era, a more chivalrous era, the era of chivalry, when you know a man could say to a woman, "I love you," without any. People knew how to express endearments without
being offended
without hiding behind anything. It was a very innocent way of expressing endearments to people. and that's just someone that you loved or had feelings for. And even if it was somebody that did you wrong, and it was the blues, and it was, what was that? The lines by B.B. King. What was that? The thrill is gone till it's gone away. Well, you done me wrong. You'll be sorry someday.
Oh, I love it. Get me dancing.
Even that, it's it's sincere, but it's not offensive.
Right.
It's not name calling. It's not calling someone out of their name, and things like that. It was a totally different era.
It was more of pouring out your heart without going ahead and being vindictive.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Complete agreement.
And that, that's kind of what I I'm no spring chicken anymore, and I'm proud of it. I'm very happy not to be a spring chicken when I look around me and look at how people relate to each other during these times. And people are very callous.
They are.
And
Judgmental.
brazen, and they really don't know what love is.
Yeah, it's become such an ugly world.
It becomes such an ugly world, yes. And so I'm really happy to have come from a time when I can relate to something that had much more purity to it, and it may label me or coin me as old-fashioned, and that's great.
Yeah.
That's fine, because what happens with old-fashioned is like on a wheel, and it just comes back around again.
It does. And actually, I believe that you're getting known as a legend in Philadelphia. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. And I've given that term a lot of thought.
Okay.
And I think the term legend is attached to someone who somehow performs something or does something that is over and above what a feat of strength or a feat of whatever. That's over and above what a quote unquote normal person will be able to do. For instance, they say that who's the character? Was it Jim Bowie or Daniel Boone or someone killed him a bar when he was only 3? When he was 3 years old, he killed a bear.
Okay.
As the story goes, this 3-year-old boy killed a bear. And so he became a legend for killing a bear at 3 years old.
Okay.
That's a feat. That's a supernatural occurrence. That's a feat that normal people cannot do. And so when people attach the word legend to me, I think it's not because I'm over and above anyone else, certainly not. I think it's because I try to create on top. I'm a creative overkillist.
Okay. I can relate to that.
The overkill. I think it's the overkill. The overkill. For instance, I was singing a song in a certain, nightclub, restaurant, whatever, with a band, my band, years ago. And I took the whole microphone. Maybe I shouldn't say this. It doesn't sound kosher or sound right to say this. But I put the whole microphone in my mouth. And the audience, people were, what is he doing? Why would he do that? And I did that to maximize
the sound,
the moment, or what I was singing at the time. And then another time, I took off my shoe and I took my shoe and I hung my shoe on the microphone and then backed away from the microphone, just doing crazy stuff, I guess, in order to get attention.
Right.
And people looked at that as, why would he do that? How crazy is that? How wonderful that is.
Yeah.
And he's the legend, because if you come to see Winston, you'll be saying, what is he wearing tonight?
Yeah, what am I walking into?
People have said that I was Prince before Prince was Prince. You know, that what is he wearing tonight? What is he gonna how is his voice gonna sound tonight? We don't know whether he's gonna sing baritone, tenor, soprano, or alto.
Yeah. Well, let me ask, what age did you start touring? Because you've been in quite a few bands.
Yeah. One time I tried to list the groups that I'd play with, and it was close to 100.
Okay.
I started touring, I think, with a couple of recording artists of that day, about 19. I was 16 years old.
Okay.
I was about 16 years
Amazing.
old. And I started touring. And then years later, when I was called into the rehearsal of a group that had just had a million seller out called the Stylistics. Mm-hmm. And then they hired me as their guitar player, the second guitar player, because they had two guitars.
Okay.
And that's when I had the privilege and the honor and the opportunity to tour the world. And that's when I got to see the complete other side of the world, you know, i.e. Australia, New Zealand, and everything in between, you know, Japan, Malaysia, England, Ireland, Scotland, you know, Canada. I was all over the place. And
Well,
so
I've got to tell you, as far as legend goes, I see you as a legend. And the reason I see you as a legend is not only did you go ahead and you teach yourself how to go ahead and do, you know, music, whether it was playing the guitar, whether it was writing, whether it was just kind of playing around with some drawings. You taught yourself and you evolved from that. And not only did you evolve from that, but you changed worlds. Every time that you performed, you know, the audience members and the fans that you had out there, you changed their world. Okay, when you have your students and you're teaching them, or even the books that you've written, you know, as people are reading those books, you're changing their world. You are evolving them into something new, something fresh, that creative, out of the box mind that they didn't see before.
You know what, Angie? I don't know how you can know these things, but as they say in Great Britain, that was pretty spot on, because my students come to me even now and say, I've never had anyone teach me. I've never known anyone like you. I've never had anyone like you. I've never ever experienced whatever comes out of me into them. It transcends seemingly where they are, and I can't see it.
I'm sure. I'm sure you see growth.
I mean, they see what I cannot see. All I'm trying to do is to make them better at what they are doing. That's all, you know. But they see it as if I'm some kind of Superman or something, and I'm not. I'm just.
But to them and to me as I, have seen all of these things that you've been involved in, and just speaking to you now, this is a great honor because, like I said, you may not see it, but a smile, a note that maybe someone couldn't hit before, a different breathing technique, maybe, as far as writing, maybe their whole style changed because you taught them a different way of doing things. Those are the little things. And a lot of times those are the little things that we miss, we take for granted. So maybe that's why you don't see them. But next time you have a student that, comes to you and just a smile or thank you. Thank you is a great honor because, we were talking a little, you said it earlier, like chivalry, kind of gone, the respect and things that, we're seeing these days. So those little gestures are what we need to go ahead and feed on instead of some of the shall we say molehills.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate, trust me, I appreciate everything that people, the accolades, so to speak. I appreciate it, but I appreciate them from a standpoint of humility, because I have my own people artists that I say, wow, that wow me.
Right.
Trust me, I've got, oh boy. And I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but the people ask me today, they say, well, who do you listen to? And when my answer is no one in particular, it kind of gives them that, when a dog turns its head to the side.
Yeah.
What do you mean? No one in particular. And it was true when I was starting out. Now, granted, I've been playing for going on 58 years.
That's another reason you're a legend. You didn't quit.
Well, yeah. You know what? When I talk to other people and they say, yeah, well, I started out and then I went through that change and then I went into the army. And then I was using for a while, and then I did this and did that, and I stopped and blah blah blah. All that time, I never stopped. I mean, while they were going off on different tangents for reasons that were mostly beyond their control. I'm not faulting anyone, but I just never stopped practicing. I never stopped. Never.
Love, a passion.
I can't recall a time in my life that I went off on a tangent and stopped playing.
Right.
So when people say, well, boy, you're so good at what you do, how are you so good at what you do? And I said, well, I never stopped.
Right, exactly. You kept going.
I kept going. And I mean, there was a time when I would practice all day and all night. I'd wake up with the guitar in my, in my bed, and it would be on the floor when I woke up. But I would practice all day and all night when I could, before I became a man and I had to have what's called responsibilities.
Right. Right. I know. We think we got it rough at 14.
Yeah. But, once you're on your own and things change, but I always made time for that. And I taught myself from doors being closed that I wanted to get in, i.e. A record, people, many artists, the apex of their goal is getting a record deal,
right?
Which is not actually a record deal. It's not a deal.
Right. It's a robbery, right?
Well, let me put it this way, a better way, I think.
Okay.
It's a recording agreement between two parties. Now, of course, the originator of that agreement will always have that agreement written in their favor.
Right.
Right? That's business. Right? So I didn't realize till maybe 20 years ago that one of the reasons perhaps why I did not secure a record deal, even though I lived in LA for 10 years, you know, and this, that, and the other. And Philadelphia at one point was, you know, booming with, you know, Philadelphia International Records, you know, was because I was hard to market because I had so many facets. And when you're multifaceted, or as they say, eclectic, they have to create a category for people like that, and it's called world. If they say your music is world music, that means that you're in a category that they can't put their finger on.
Oh.
And so, I mean, people ask me to describe myself and my music, and the best way I can describe what I do is by telling the short story of the three blind men who were asked to describe what an elephant was like. And each of the blind men had a hold of a different part of the elephant. And so the first blind man said, or unsighted person said, well, hey, the elephant is like a snake. And he had a hold of the elephant's tail. And the other guy said, hey, you know, an elephant is like a big piece of meat. They had the whole of the elephant's belly. And the other guy said, an elephant is like this or like that. They had a whole, so each person had a whole, was touching the elephant in a different place. And so therefore they described the elephant as a whole only by what they had touched. Beautiful. And so people say, well, Winston, are you like neo soul? And I'll say, okay. If they say, are you blues? Okay.
Okay.
Are you can you write for the movie themes? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you do country and western? Okay. I have yeses for so many categories because I've taught myself how to bring them about, how to record, how to write them, and put the ingredients in so it sounds like it sounds authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of hard for me to put a label on my genre or style of music because it changes like the weather.
It does. I say I'm pan-genred.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many different types of music and sounds, and I can't decide. I love it all.
Yeah. I mean, I've got two instrumental albums. One, they're all one is all original instrumentals, but it's straight up movie music, movie themes.
Nice.
You know, and that's and I get that from listening to some of the classic old movie, the writers, the composers, and listening to these great movie themes and listening to the orchestra. Yes. When people are listening to rap or whatever, or coming down the street and the cars are jumping and my windows are shaking because they're going. I'm listening to orchestra, to orchestration, and yet
Peter and the Wolf.
Yes, I'm listening to orchestration. Why? Because I've learned how to make my guitar sound like an orchestra.
Okay, now I have to ask because what is your guitar's name?
What do you mean, the brand name?
No, what did you name her?
Oh, I have many guitars.
Okay, your favorite or your first?
Yeah, you got to go back decades for that. Yeah.
All right.
My guitars have no name at this point. I'm not like a BB King's or with Lucille or nothing. No. At this point, a guitar is only a tool for making music.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I named one of my old first cheap guitars that I named, and I forgot what that name was. But no, I stopped that years ago. Yeah, I stopped that years ago. I have no favorite guitar.
No favorite guitar.
Not at all.
All right.
Not at
if
all.
you'd say how many guitars you have, a roundabout number.
Between 15 and 20.
Awesome. That is awesome.
But each one has its own feel and has its own use.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So let me ask, because I want to play some of your music. So I want to ask you a little bit about Never Stop Loving You.
Okay.
How did it come about? Like,
that
where
song,
did the inspiration come from?
That song, it's a love song. You know, I mean, it's kind of a twisted love song. When I say twisted, it's a song of I'm kissing you, but I'm thinking about somebody else. Type song. Okay.
I gotcha.
Yep. But that song actually was a ballad originally that I wrote for Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes when I was playing with them in the mid-90s. I wrote, Teddy Pendergrass and all that. I wrote that song for them as a ballad. And when I came to Harold and said, hey, man, I got this song that I wrote for you, he either didn't want to hear it or was, didn't want to be bothered. It was a bother kind of to him, So I said, no problem, man, So I just put it back in the can, as it were. And decades went by, and I decided to take it and put it on this latest album, the Let Me In album. And I said, well, I'm sick of these ballads, man. I got so many ballads on here and it put people to sleep. So I said, so I changed the beat, I changed the tempo, I changed the entire application, and made it up tempo, danceable, and either you like it or you don't.
Yeah. I was feeling it out because I was listening to it when I got them earlier. So I can't wait to share this.
It's kind of a tongue twister. I bet you. What is it? I bet you. What is it? I bet you don't. I bet you can't really stop loving somebody or something like that. It's some kind of a tongue twister.
That's what makes a good hook.
Yeah,
because if you throw something that's catchy or tongue twisting, something that's attractive, like sticking your shoe on the mic.
Absolutely.
Don't.
I know this is going across the world, but don't tell anybody I did that.
All right, I'll be quiet. All right, we're gonna share this song right now.
Horseshime's is the word. Buster Brown's the word. Yeah.
Buster Brown, got it. Yeah. All right, you guys didn't hear that. Let's go ahead. Let's check this out.
Edit. Yeah.
You can't stop loving you.
At least I think I am. And maybe somehow I've got to start again. But every time I kiss my boo, it sure enough gives me pause. 'Cause all I do is think of you. I guess it's all because I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving someone. That's right. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving someone. I say, I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving someone. No. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Listen, it hurt me deeper than a grave. The day you said goodbye, goodbye, bye. Papa told me, he said be brave. Said, I'm not supposed to cry. So I tried to lose the memories of us. Bought a one-way ticket on a Greyhound bus. Listen, time and distance made a fool of me. 3,000 miles to serendipity. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Say it again, come on, y'all. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really. I guess you never really stop loving someone. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. You tell me. I guess you never really stop loving someone. That's right. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. No, no, no. I guess you never really stop loving someone. To give myself a break and leave the past behind. Oh yeah, and try to keep you locked up in my heart instead of on my mind. But every time I kiss my boo-boo, it gives me such a pause. 'Cause all I do is think of you. Because you say, I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Oh no, no, no. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Will you say it again? I guess you never really stop loving someone. Na 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 na. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Na 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 na. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Na 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 na. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Na 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 na. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Loving someone. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Oh no. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Will you say it again with me? I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Come on, you can do it. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Everybody, come on. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Never really, come on, everybody. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Say it again. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. Who told you to stop? Come on. I guess you never really stop loving someone. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. One more time. I guess you never really stop loving someone. 10 more times. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Say it again. I guess you never really stop loving somebody. No, no. I guess you never really stop loving someone. Never really. Come on now.
Oh, Winston, that was
Angie,
beautiful. I know we're jamming. I was jamming the whole time. You were tickling my ears.
All right.
All those great little sounds in between that you added, like, whew. Yeah, I was loving that.
So I guess it's. I guess
you never really
stop loving somebody. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we can always say we never stop loving somebody, but at the same time, I know that love is a hard thing to come by nowadays.
Yeah. So
there's a lot of different.
That's another topic for discussion.
It is. There's a lot of different music that's out there, and to hear this great sound come out, it's mesmerizing.
Well, people will always say, no matter who you are, as a musician, you know, and a singer. Singers are musicians also, of course.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. People will always say, well, you know, you sound like, or you remind me of.
Yep.
And they have to say that because it's certainly true. There are no originals per se. Everyone, because if you interview, and when you interview people who, you know, are world renowned, you know, and ask them, they all say the same thing. Well, when I was coming up, I used to listen to this person and that person, yada, yada, yada. So they gleaned from someone else to form their own thing. And so we're gleaning from them. And so really, we all, it is true, we all do sound a little bit like someone else. And so what? We're supposed to.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that comes from too, like whether it's a radio that's on or a TV and things, we pick up little things from different people that just kind of stick with us, and then we learn. And unfortunately, sometimes though, as a singer, we do pick up some bad habits.
I mean, if you're, I mean, we're all part of, we're all human.
That's right.
And so because you're human, you know, you're not going to sound like another species. You're going to sound like another human.
That's right.
You know, so, you know.
However, I do cluck pretty good like a chicken, and I can do a pretty cool rooster sound too.
Yeah. I'm confident that you can do that. Yeah.
I like to have fun, so I guess when
you know what?
It comes to, you know, the music, when I think about like, you know, my inspirations and things like that, you know, and different things that I grab from different artists. I don't know. I took a whole bunch with me. I robbed people's brain banks. I said, teach me more. You know, I just kind of went and said, you know what, this is fun. And I'd go ahead and start playing different games as far as like off the top, where I'd say, all right, here we go. 30 seconds, give me something about a cupcake. You know, and it started going ahead and saying, hey, this lyrics thing is pretty cool. You know, starting off right, you know, even with, you know, if there's a specific topic, you know, and then you take that topic and just start brainstorming and really just thinking and, you know, having fun with it.
If you listen to everyone every artist, every recording artist or not, you know, whatever, if you have a collection of songs, if you listen to them from beginning to end, you can basically get a pretty good idea of the overall, not temperament is not the right word, the overall
personality.
Personality or character of that particular artist. I remember not too long ago, I went to the public library when you can actually go in and get books. Physical books. And I was reading a book that a particular female artist had you know, written about herself and her music. And at the end of the book, I felt so sad, you know, so sad. Because her whole persona is just loneliness. I mean, I just felt sad, lonely for this artist, and she's a big artist. You know, she commands gargantuan audiences worldwide, but inside, just the sadness and the loneliness, and it's a shame. So I try to make each of my works something that's fun. I mean, fun, uplifting.
As I said, you were just tickling my ears.
There's a joy about that's embedded in my character that I can't escape and don't want to, and so it comes out in my music. It comes. I mean, it should. And the same for you. You know, I mean, look at your smiling face.
I'm original, no duplicate copies here.
Yeah, I mean, look at your, I mean, it's all in your eyes. You know, it's in your smile. And look at, I mean, your whole.
Are you trying to say I'm glowing?
You know, aura. I was gonna say aura. Your whole aura is so attractive.
Thank you.
It attracts people who are in
Positive?
need. It attracts needy people.
Yes, it does. Now, how did you know that?
Well,
were you talking to my dad?
No, but people who are strange are drawn to me, and it can be a good thing, you know. It's not a bad thing. It's just that normal people look at me and go, he ain't nobody.
Yep.
You know,
I know the feeling.
The status quo said, he ain't nobody. I've heard him. Ain't no big. What's the big deal?
Right.
And yet, so my following is really are really people who are not from the United States of America.
Okay.
Why? Because musically, the United States of America is a very closed-minded and very jaded. They have a very jaded, limited playlist.
Correct.
Mentality.
Correct.
And I know for a fact, were I to have started in any other country, Europe, Asia,
Australia.
Oh yeah. I would have become a household word, so to speak. Because people who are, now you're going to get a few accolades from family and friends, you know, right. But by and large, as there's a line in the Holy Bible that says, a prophet is not without honor except in his own country. And so it's very true. I mean, it's playing out. I mean, I got the most, I met some beautiful, wonderful people from other countries, you know, from New Zealand or Pago Pago or in Honolulu or in Japan or in Scotland or in Wales. I met some beautiful people.
And in that last piece that I played, I heard some influences from some of that over there.
That's great, because I don't know how you heard that, but I don't know. I draw a blank right here. But when I came back to the United States is when people started avoiding my eyes. You're walking down the street and they avoid looking at you. They won't speak to you unless you speak to them. Say the
cold shoulder.
Yes, it's a kind of a cold shoulder type thing, you know, all that warmth, you know, that you really want turns cold. You know, people have even, you know, songs about it, written, the Earth, Wind and Fire, that's the way of the world. A child is born with a heart of gold. The way of the world makes his heart grow cold, you know. So, yeah, I mean, some of my biggest fans are weird people.
I'm weird.
I love that, man. I love
it too.
I love that, man, because
the creativity that comes out and things that you discover, new memories that are created, worlds that you see open. It is absolutely beautiful. I can't agree with you more there.
Weird is subjective, and weird is the new normal.
It is. It is normal. I don't want to be that. Can you tell me about the song New Memories?
Yeah. I wrote that in answer to, I'm friends with Smokey Robinson's band. We were on the road together and everything, and his guitar player, Smokey's guitar player, asked me to submit some songs for a certain artist that he was working with at the time, a couple of years ago. And I wrote New Memories for people who are basically, I mean, if you drag your past into your present, you're gonna shipwreck your future.
Yes.
And you know that just by living. Live long enough, you know, you can't go home again. Okay. And I know a lot of people who basically, you know, have a proclivity to just to hang on and hang on and hang on, and because people say, hang in there, man, hang in there, hang in there. And that's a great saying when you're, you know, contesting for, if you're in a foot race and you want to hang in there,
right?
Hang in there, man, hang in there, you know. But when it comes to people, yeah, you can hang in there, but there comes a time when you've got to get out of there, you know, and create some new memories. And so I wrote this kind of with a Larry Graham baritone voice in mind. And since I have the ability to sing all the way down there and all the way up there and all in between as best I can, I wrote this, you know, New Memories, and I did the background, I did the music, I did, you know, it's all me. And I kind of like what it says. I kind of like what it says, you know.
Oh, it's a great message.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
absolutely great message.
One of the lines, I see the video in all my you know, my songs. You know, I say, one day in a restaurant, sandwich and tea, not coffee. One day in a restaurant, sandwich and tea, I caught the sweetest pair of eyes looking at me. We sat down at the table and we talked for a while. She was the portrait of a lady with the heart of a child. Aww. Her voice sounded like music. I wanted to cry. I thought she was an angel come down from the sky. And as violets are blue and roses are red, I reversed it. If you hear that phrase, most people will say roses are red, violets are blue. That's fine, but doesn't always have to, do the roses always have to precede the violets? No.
There's no rules on that. No.
So I said, as violets are blue and roses are red, she gently touched my fingertips, and this is what she said. You need new memories, you need a new start, new memories filling up your heart, new memories, let go of the past, new memories for a love that's gonna last.
Gosh, that's great advice, even for one who is by themselves, to love themselves first. Beautiful.
I mean, either you like it or you don't. That's all I can do.
Well, I love it, Winston.
If you don't like it, God bless you. If you like it, God bless you. It's
either way.
Good. It's all good. I don't care anymore. You know, it's all good. I don't write for, and I write for me.
It might not be your cup of tea. Let's go ahead and let's listen to this song, New Memories.
Unhappily married for so many years, we finally called it quits through much heartache and tears. I was numb for a while, I didn't look for another, avoided new relationships, a laugh was my cover. One day in a restaurant, sandwich and tea, I caught the sweetest pair of eyes looking at me. We sat down at a table and we talked for a while. the portrait of a lady with the heart of a child. Her voice sounded like music, I wanted to cry. She was an angel come down from the sky. And as violets are blue and roses are red, she gently touched my fingertips, and this is what she said. You need new memories, you need a new start. New memories filling up your heart. New memories, let go of the past. New memories for a love that's gonna last. Ooh, yeah. Time is speeding by as we grow older, and much to my surprise, you were the one for me, and we shared so much together in a fairy tale romance. And I thank the Lord above for a second chance. And maybe somewhere someone is stuck in the past, holding on to a dream of a love that's fading fast. But don't you be discouraged, I'll tell you something true. Sure as I am singing, the future waits for you. 'Cause as violets are blue and roses are red, there's something burning deep within that simply must be said. You need new memories, you need a new start. New memories filling up your heart. New memories, let go of the past. New memories for a love that's gonna last. New memories, you need a new start. New memories filling up your heart. New memories, would you let go of the past? New memories for a love that's gonna last. New memories, you need a new start. New memories filling up your heart. New memories, let go of the past. New memories for a love that's gonna last. New memories. New, your heart. New memories. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Memories for a love that's gonna last. New memories, you need a new start. New memories filling up your heart. New memories, would you let go of the past, brother? New memories for a love that's gonna last. New memories, you need a new start. You need it. New memories.
Oh, Winston, that was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. You know, like when you write a hit song because it just latches on to you and you know the words without ever hearing it before.
You know, I can usually tell when a song would have become a hit had it been, distributed and broadcast and publicized and everything, and promoted. Yes, I can tell when I'm writing a song whether it's going to be, a hit.
Yeah. And like I said, it's beautiful when you hear a song and you know the words and you've never heard it before. You know the words, you just instantly connect.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, because I've been told a couple times I was a butterfly, and that's been something special to me. My sister had passed away about 11 years ago, and the sign of the butterfly was life and that she was free. So let me ask, Butterfly, how did that song come about?
That song I wrote a long time ago. Actually, the year 1975. How long ago is that? What's that? 44, 50, 45 years
45
ago?
years ago.
I
Yeah.
wrote that song 45 years ago. And I did a demo on it. Later on, when I was on the road with the Stylistics, I did a demo on it. And when I wrote it in my car in a parking lot, sitting in a parking lot, and it came out. The bridge and the verses and everything just flowed right out of me. It was so easy to write that song, and so that song was one of my first 5-song demo, my first demo ever. And that was one of them, Butterfly, and one of my favorite songs.
And you wrote that in your car in like, what, 20 minutes?
Less than that. I think it was
Less
10
than
minutes. Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the magic.
Yeah. I had my guitar, of course, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I would have loved to be sitting next to you and listening to you write that and jam that.
Yeah. Well, when I took a band into the recording studio and we recorded it, when I put the vocals on, and then I came out of the recording booth and back into the engineer room, the musicians were sitting, their mouths were open. They were like, they were stupefied.
Well, you have an incredible range.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, they were stupefied because it was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful ballad.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, I've learned how to use my voice like a rubber band.
Yeah, it's a lot of practice. It's a lot of
it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
And actually my range has increased as I age.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that came with the years of practice or just age? Because you learn to do different things along the way.
Yeah, both.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. Go ahead.
There was some years ago. There were some high notes that I didn't know that I could hit. I could hit them, but I didn't know how to hit them. And so I thought that if I put pressure, if I could just force them out, I could just scream them out. And I realized that it's just the opposite.
Yeah.
You have to form a small aperture in your throat.
Yeah.
And that voice
get that compression.
Right. It has to kind of ooze out, not eke out, but it has to. It has to be a, you know.
And that's also a practice to go ahead and hit those upper ranges, because you don't want to use your voice wrong. Because if you try and hit those ranges and you're trying to hit it wrong, you can hurt your voice very badly.
Yeah, I have a whole chapter in the Master Vocalist manual about the male falsetto. It's a very extensive chapter about the male falsetto and all the artists, you know, especially the R&B artists over the years that have, that's their trademark sound, you know, the male falsetto. And I'm saying, okay, that's great, but don't start there, because you got so much of your voice that's undiscovered.
Right.
If you just use 10% of your voice, you know, then you know you're shortchanging yourself.
Right.
So, but in this song, this song is actually it's very easy. It's more natural for me to sing higher than it is lower. When I'm singing lower, I have to think about it. When I sing high, it comes very natural. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, when you find that nice comfort zone, you know, and then it just flows right out.
Yeah, I mean, for instance, if someone that I haven't seen for a long time were to walk into the room and I was surprised and delighted, I would go, "Hey, how you doing? Hey!" Your voice as a man, my voice would go up, not down. I'd go, "Wow!" You know,
right? Not like, "Hey, how you been?"
Right? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, maybe afterwards, maybe after, you know, with they would sit down. But initially, at first sight, I would go, "Hey," you know, and that's the part of the male falsetto voice that men don't like to use.
They don't like to use it at all.
It's to them, it's not manly, you know. And I understand that perfectly, but
when you hear it, it's
when you're singing,
the most gorgeous thing.
A man's falsetto is actually, if it's handled correctly, it can be a thick, sweet sound.
Yes.
And then, but again, the chapter, there are about 10 things that it can be, and then things that it cannot be. You know, it can be harsh, nasal, a shrill. It can be tinny. You know, by the book.
You know, it's really funny. I don't know if you have anything in there about face making. Because as an entertainer and as a performer, a lot of times, like, while I'm performing, a lot of people will say to me about the faces I make because I totally get into that piece of music. And so if there's certain notes that I hit, or if I'm telling a story, like I almost get into like that character. I put myself into that canvas, into that painting. You know, and I'm the little girl on the swing set, you know, as the beautiful ocean's behind me and the beach is there and, you know, the sun's going down. And so, yeah, I tend to just express myself completely, like not just vocally, but the facial expressions help to release those feelings and some of those octaves.
That's how you can tell a bad video. Whenever you see, listen, whenever you see, I see a video and the person on record is hitting this note that you got to pull a face to make this note.
Yeah.
But for the camera, they're you know, they keep their pretty,
their corners aren't up, or
yeah, come on, man, you know that no. You have to make and it's like when I play, I've been playing so long, and I'm so used to doing what I do with a straight face.
Right.
But so that my audience will feel that they got their money's worth.
Right.
I'll pull a face just to make them think that I need to pull that face in order to get those notes out. But I really don't.
Okay.
I pull that face so that my audience will feel that the $25, the $35, the $300 that they paid to come and see me, they got their money's worth, that I'm not just doing it.
You just turn around and wink at them, you know?
Right. So if I hit a note, I'll go, oh, you know.
I think one of the best female vocalists growing up that I looked up to that did that a lot in the expression was Whitney Houston. She was an extremely talented woman. She had an incredible vocal range, and she just knew how to release. She knew how to do it, and it was just seamlessly. She just expressed her gift and laid it out there every single time.
Anytime you sing the national anthem and that becomes a record,
yes.
a separate entity, you're somebody.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Okay. I liked her way before that, though, when she was like in her teenage years.
Not to take anything away from, and you might want to edit this, not to take anything away from Roseanne Barr.
I love her.
Okay. When she sang the national anthem and she hit some bad notes.
Yeah.
And everybody said, boo, boo, boo. And she said, look, screw you.
That's right. That's right. I love her, you know. Yeah. She said right up, you know, I really can't sing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to tell you honestly, I really can't sing. And for her to go ahead and just pick herself up and say, okay, I'm going to do this. Oh, much love.
I'm here. Right. She said, I'm here. And, and it's me doing this, not you.
That's right.
So I'm going to do it whether you like it or not. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Winston, let's fly like butterfly. Shall we check out Butterfly?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do this. This has been amazing.
As pretty as a butterfly in June, nestling into a withering flower, and suddenly my heart begins to bloom, starts to bloom. Oh, butterfly, little butterfly, you've turned my winters to spring, little butterfly, and all the joy that you bring makes me sing about you. I'm a pretty lucky guy since I found you. Today something wonderful has happened to me, like the vision of a rainbow after a storm, and I can feel the presence of the angels. How I cherish the day that you were born. Oh, butterfly, little butterfly, you turn my winters to spring, little butterfly, and all the joy that you bring makes me sing about you. Oh, I'm a pretty lucky guy, and I love you. Somehow that the future shows a vision
Oh gosh, Winston, that was gorgeous.
Thank you.
That was those ranges, those notes you were hitting up there, the little bit of rasp that you stuck in between some of those spots. Gorgeous. Gave me goosebumps. Absolute goosebumps.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am at you at exactly. I am surprised. It is not what I expected.
Yeah.
And I know you get that a lot.
Yeah, I'm used to being strange. Strange.
Strange, I like it. Well, I'm Strange Angie or Strange Ange. Strange Ange. That works.
That works.
Strange.
Birds of a feather flock together.
That's right. And I'm Angified and you're Winstified.
That's right.
Oh, this is so much fun, Winston. I am absolutely loving every single piece here. And like I said, I mean, they're like instant hits. I know the words and didn't even ever have to look at something and read them. Just felt them and knew them.
I'm glad that you're listening to them on headphones.
Absolutely. I want to get the most, yes, because you have some great synth sounds and some piano notes and guitar notes and things in there that just explode.
Thank you.
There's some hidden and they just explode. It's a beautiful painting. Beautiful. All the colors like that just it's gorgeous. Absolutely. I'm like speechless over this because like I'm still like shocked. Like that came out of you.
Let me give you a little secret. In when songwriting, there are certain sounds that elicit positive things from different cultures.
Correct.
If you're in let's say if you're in India, you're going to want to hear a sitar sound or something, a native sound from their culture. To make a long story short, when I used orchestra bells, that in America, those little orchestra bells or jingle bells or whatever people call them, they can really give your song, it can really endear people to your song and they don't know why. But the reason is because those little bells remind them of the holidays. It reminds them, yeah. It reminds
That's what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. It reminds them of, Christmas time or whatever jingle. It reminds them of the holidays, opening presents or whatever. It reminds them of that. And that will endear them to your song and they won't know why. So just like in France, the French, the accordion is a sound that's ingrained in the French culture. And when they hear it, I don't care, you can put it in rap or whatever. When they hear it, it does something to them. It endears them to what they're listening to your song. And I didn't realize that until I said until the Stylistics, one of their first early hits was a song called "You Are Everything," and the introduction of that song, the arranger decided to get a real sitar, sitar, and have one of their studio guitar players play the sitar as the main hook line in on that song, and it's down down ding down 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 ding down down, and the song took off. It was so big in Japan. Somehow that sound, the sound of that sitar, it captured the hearts of people in the Orient. And that song was bigger in the Orient than it was here in the United States. And I believe it's for that reason. Those
different little sounds that are in there, different instruments
speak to different, just like the steel drums speak to people from Jamaica.
Yeah.
That's
you know what's
steel drum.
funny? One of the first instruments that I played was the bells, but I did it for church. So I had to wear those big white gloves and go down the row.
I'm talking about orchestra bells, the little xylophone, the little ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
What I do.
Well, there's a whole set. Yeah.
When I have a violin line, when I write a violin line, I put the bells duplicating whatever the violins are playing. I'll put the bells on there, and that it makes that violin line sound even more special. It punctuates it.
I love the tip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna be reading your books too. So
I will make sure that you get all three.
Oh, thank you. I can't wait to read these books because there's some amazing information that you've just given me now, and I can't wait to dig into your brain bank.
I got the shovel, baby. Go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah. So I've got to ask about the song, I'll Always Come Back Home.
It's another song that I wrote a long time ago. And it's a song, that basically talks about being on the road. If you go on the road, and if and when you go on the road and you're away from home, and if you got a special someone at home and they cannot go on the road with you because they don't have the budget for that, and so you've got a special someone, and so you're here, there, and yonder, and so basically the song is the lyrics are kind of self-explanatory. I'll always come back home just because I adore you.
Oh, well, I hope you consider this a home for you too. You're always welcome to come and join us, Winston. We'll have some fun.
I'll be over for dinner tonight. Thank you.
Sweet. We ordered pizza. All right, Winston, let's go ahead. Let's check out I'll Always Come Back Home.
Okay.
All right. Yay. Yay. I love this. This is so much fun. Wait, you got to give me another yay. That was weak. Yeah. There it is. Here we go.
Good morning. This is an announcement for all passengers traveling on the 9:25 flight TOM 1223 to Rome. This flight is delayed by 2 hours because
Perhatian para penumpang pesawat Etihad Airways dengan nomor penerbangan EY47 tujuan Abu Dhabi dipersilakan naik ke pesawat udara lambat 2 hours 5. Terima kasih. Your attention please, passengers of Etihad Airways on flight number EY4712 Abu Dhabi, please board the aircraft from gate 5. Thank you. 请注意，请注意。
People say that I'm a dreamer, but can they really see that dreams can soon become a reality? Well, you just wait and see. And just to know that you'll be waiting for me to whisper softly in my ear, I love you, dear. Oh, it's got me going crazy with anticipation until the time draws near. 'Cause as sure as ever, I'll always come back home. Just because I adore you, baby.
All passengers traveling to Tokyo on flight FR3421, please have your boarding passes and passports ready for boarding. Flight FR3421 now boarding at gate 21. Would all passengers traveling to Tokyo on flight FR3421 please have your boarding passes and passports ready for boarding.
In my arms and never leave your side, and like a bird, but in my mind I'll fly. And as sure as ever, I'll always come back home. Just because I adore you. As sure as ever, I'll always come back home. Just because I adore you. Always come back home.
Winston.
Hi.
That was
Back.
beautiful.
Hey?
I heard a lot of the 60s in there.
Yeah.
A lot. Just beautiful. It shows, like how you just got so intimate with that piece. That was a very special piece for you. Did you write that about somebody in particular, or was it just kind of like one of those feelings that you had to write something for someone else?
No, that was for me. I wrote that for someone in particular.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell because you were very intimate with that song.
Yeah, yeah.
Those notes that you were hitting were just incredible. And I loved how you tickled my ears with the different sounds from Japan.
The airport, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was awesome. You don't hear different things like that in music today either.
Yeah, you just have to think. It's kind of an outside the box type thing.
Yeah.
Not too far out.
See, you're a legend. Look what you're teaching everybody. You're teaching the world. Think out the box. Be the artist.
Okay.
I'm going to get you to admit that you're a legend. I
don't wear that title well. I just don't,
well, good. Now I left
well.
you speechless. Well, you definitely deserve it. To hear even a male hit those notes and with such passion and intimacy to connect like that, it's not easy to get away with a 7-minute song and to keep someone engaged and so connected to a piece like that.
Yeah, my songs, because I'm the king of overkill. My songs are too long.
I love it though.
I can't help
because
myself,
you get into the moment.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I love it. That moment's what you look for. When you're listening to an artist, to a piece, those moments that they stand out, that's what you look for. What makes them unique or strange or weird? Where's that connection?
Yeah, I'm a world artist, I guess. I'm not, I'm telling you.
You're a legend.
When I have come to approach to certain radio stations with my music, they said I was either too, they said, boy, you're not black enough. I said, okay. Then I went to another, you're too white. You're too
really?
Black. You're too this, you're too that. I said, well, golly, what do you want?
Yeah.
So I decided to please myself in my writing and producing and arranging and just go with the flow. Whatever, just toss it to the wind. If you like it, great. If you don't, great.
Yeah.
But I like it.
That's right. And that release that you got, that satisfaction.
Yeah.
Nobody can touch it.
Another clue, another good caveat is that if you really like something, you can be sure that others will like it as well.
Yes.
You never have to guess whether someone else likes what you like.
That's a good tip.
There'll always be a contingent of people that love what you love.
Yeah.
So stop trying to be like somebody else. Just be who you are.
That's right. Be you, be heard, be original.
Yeah.
And share the love. Share it. There you go. Yeah. You got it.
How you do that?
How you do that?
How you do that? Okay.
You do it this way too. You can put your thumbs together.
Oh, wait a minute.
See, you can flip it upside down. So, you can, yeah. So you put your hands like this, and then just bend your thumbs and put the bottoms together. There you go. You got it. There's the heart. Yeah. It's mystified.
Yes, dear. Yes, dear.
So you have to tell me about Perfect Imperfection, because you've totally blown my mind tonight with every sound that I've heard from you, whether it's those really highs or there's really lows, or just your composition, your canvases, your paintings? Like, tell me about Perfect Imperfection.
Very briefly, I stole the that term from John Legend.
Okay, which is also a legend.
Yeah, I stole that from that term, Perfect Imperfection, from a John Legend song. And then I said, well, let me make a song out of it, you know. And so I heard it. It's a funky, danceable song about a young lady who's quirky, and it's probably you.
It's probably me.
Yeah, this song is your MO. Okay.
Woo. Can I say the legend said this is my song? My legend, because you're a legend in my eyes. Will you say at least you're my legend?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's check
it. It's a funky dance song about about a young lady who she's quirky. You know, she's perfectly imperfect.
That's right. And you know what's funny? I actually have a T-shirt that says "Perfectly Imperfect."
This is your tune.
This is my song. All right, let's listen to it. Yay! Perfectly Imperfect.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Hashtag don't mute me.
Okay.
It was perfect. I love my song. It's great. It perfectly explains me.
Yeah, you're kind of quirky.
I am.
But you're perfect for me.
That's right. My new family.
Lord,
I love it.
It's still got goggles on.
I know. It's the quirky. I have to ask you, Mr. Winston.
Yes.
How did you get involved with Ruru, Wake Up, Rise Up?
Doug and I were neighbors.
Okay.
Next door neighbors years ago.
Okay.
And so we became friends, and I realized that he was an educator and a guitar player, and we kind of had many of the same musical friends together.
Mm-hmm.
And then our paths diverged, and he went, to play with this, that, and the other group, and I went and played with, this, that, and the other, but we still stayed friends. And when he came up with this project, I realized the severity of of the need behind it, and so he asked me, would I be a participant in it in some way, shape, or form, and I said, sure. That's automatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, make sure you guys go ahead and you check out Winston Gay World Peace Day, September 21st, 2011. Let me go ahead. Winston, I'm going to share some information about Wake Up, Rise Up here so people know to tune in. Okay? September 21st, 2022. Make your voices heard. Let's go ahead and let's put an end to this unnecessary violence. Let's be kind. Let's not judge. And let's share the love. How about that, Winston?
I couldn't have said it any better, dear.
Yay! All right, let's check out this video from Wake Up, Rise Up. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to say goodbye to Mr. Winston for today. But I hope you're going to come back home again. You're going to come visit me again, Mr. Winston.
I'll always come back home, lassie.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. Let's share this great video. Here we go. First, if you haven't yet, please go ahead to wake up rise up live 4 peace.org. Go ahead and register on the website for Wake Up Rise Up and be a part of this amazing, beautiful day. We want you.
Listen to this message for you. It's from the groups of Phase 5 Record Show. When someone said we need to spread the news, we decided to share it through a song. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick that devil out your mind. Black crime, white crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil out your mind.
chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land.
Human traffic, kidnapping, this is too wild. Another missing child. Why complain about the politicians you call a joke? In the end, you won't even go and vote. Wake up, let's unite. All life matters. Rise up, let's rise. All life matters. Stand up, let's unite. All life matters. Rise up, let's rise. All life matters. Wave your hand, wave your hand in the air. Wave your hand, word. Show the world that we care. Wave your hand in the air. Wave your hand, word. Wave your hand that you care. Wave your hand in the air. Wave your hand, word. Show the world that we care. Wave your hand in the air. Wave your hand, word. Wave your hand that you care. Wake up, let's unite. All life matters. Rise up, let your rise. All life matters. Stand up, let's unite. All life matters. Rise up, let your rise. All life matters. Wake up, let's unite.
When the world is breaking and the violence takes to the streets, no one is safe. Share the love. Stand up, wake up, rise up with us. Let your voice be heard. Let's sing it out to the clouds, to the mountains, to the seas, to the oceans all across the world. Stand with us on September 21st, 2022. As we go ahead, celebrate World Peace Day, and we stand up to all the violence that is taken to the streets. Share a great day of entertainment, laughter, music. Be you, be heard, be original. Share that love out. Don't forget about nature and us little bees. You know, you need our honey. Please take care of us. Don't forget about the bees. Love one another, be kind. Wake up, rise up. Blue skies are ahead if we all stand together. Let your music be heard. Share the love, be that rock for someone who may need you in a hard time. Sing it out to everyone. Share that love. Be that bright light sky so we have more memories to share for our children, for our future, for our nature so we can enjoy. Love everything, make dreams and big goals, set your future aside. Wake up and rise up with us. Absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see you perform on September 24th, Winston. It has been amazing. This has been a great interview.
I'm glad. This has been the longest interview I've ever had to date.
Well, I hope you had fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't know what else to say.
Well, let's just say bye to our fans and our audience out there for now. And yeah.
Everyone, remember to take care of each other and be kind. Be kind to each other.
Winston, I got one more question.
Yes, dear.
Sorry. If you had to give advice to a youngster out there who was up and coming and decided that one day he wanted to become a musician and be all flashy for them girls on stage, what would you say to him?
If that is your dream, then certainly don't let anyone dissuade you from that, and just continue to, just don't stop. Like myself, I never stopped. I never stopped.
That's why you're a legend.
Just don't stop. I mean, why stop? I mean, just don't, find time to keep doing what you love to do.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you've been Angified. I know I've been Winstified.
Yeah, I'm Angified.
So fans, everyone, thank you so much and have a great evening.
Spread love or hate. Are you gonna spread love or